Hi and hello, my friends. Today it's me, Jivitesh Jaina, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Jivitesh Tutorials. Today I have come with a new topic, that is the parts of a complete flower, such as the hibiscus, which is also known as the China rose flower. This is a practical test which we will appear here. Well, well, I have already appeared it, but you have to appear it and send it in your YouTube story. So first of all, what is a complete flower? So a complete flower at first is something which is known as the bisexual flower. That is, it has both the male and the female reproductive parts such as the stamen and the carpel. So let's learn about it very briefly and the parts of this flower. So, a flower mainly has four main whorls or the parts, and these are the first one is sepals, then is the petals, then is the stamen, and then is the pistil or the carpel. So let's learn it very briefly. First of all, what is this epicalyx? But before that, let me tell you a very amazing fact. When you take a China rose flower, you can find these sepals. And then, if you notice it very carefully, below these sepals, you will find some leaf like structures like this. These are known as the bracts. Yeah, they are known as the bracts singly. That is the the individual part of this system is known as the bract, but when these bracts are taken together they form a part which is known as the epicalyx. Now, what is a calyx? Well, calyx at first is a group of sepals. Then what is a sepal? Sepals are the green leaf like structures above the pedicel of a flower, and sorry these sepals protect the flower in its bud stage. When you first see a bud, you will find some green leaf like structures on it. These are the sepals. Then a group of sepals is called a calyx. This is a sepal, this is a sepal, this is a sepal. But when you take a whole of the sepals part, you will find a calyx. That is, we can say that calyx is a group of sepals. Now, what is this? Yeah, we are very acquainted with this. Whenever we see a flower, we don't see its parts, rather we see its petals. Yeah, if the petal is good, we say that, oh wow, the flower is very beautiful. Now, what is the function of these petals? Well, these petals are brightly colored and have a fragrance, due to which the pollinators, such as the hummingbird, then the bees, butterflies, and many other insects, come to these flowers. Then they then they carry the stamen and they then put it in the pistil. So in this way the pollination occurs, and these bees, uh, butterflies are also known as the pollinators. So we can say that the petals are the part of the flowers that are very attractive, and these petals also attract the pollinators to uh, to carry the stamens, to carry the pollen grains from the stamen and then take it to the stigma of the pistil. So these petals play a very very important role in the place of pollination. So never forget that petals are only attractive for us, rather these petals are also attractive for the for butterflies, honeybees, and etc etc. Now, what is this? Well, these are the stamens. Well, there are many stamens in a flower. Basically, in a China rose flower, you will find many stamens. So let's discuss the parts of these stamens. Yeah, here you will find a here you will find a pink, a pink straw-like structure. This pink straw-like structure is known as the filament. This filament provides support to the anther. Well, what is the anther? The the anther of a part is the part of a stamen which is a lobed like part, and it contains these, well, yes. So the anther contains the pollen grains. Well, let me show you the pollen grains. Wait for 1 second. Yeah, now you can see the pollen grains. The yellow like structures are the pollen grains. Okay, so now these stamens are also known as the androecium, and these stamens are the male reproductive part of a flower. Thus, we can make out that these pollen grains have some male reproductive cells in them. That is, they have male gametes in them. So this is all about the stamens. Now let's come to the monodilphous stamen. Well, what is a monodilphous stamen? Monodilphous stamen is a whorl which surrounds the carpel. This is the outer structure of the carpel, and these are the stamens that are attached to this whorl. Now, this was about the monodilphous stamen. Now, let's come to the female reproductive part of a flower. What is it? It's the pistil or the carpel, which is also known as the gynoecium. Yes, it is known as the gynoecium. Well, this female reproductive part of a flower, that is the pistil or the carpel, has three main parts. That is the stigma, well, yeah, style, and at last it has the ovary. Now, what is stigma? Stigma is the part of a flower. Stigma is the part of the pistil that receives the pollen grains. So this stigma receives the pollen grains from the anther of the stamen. Now, this style is the path. This style is a straw-like substance that provides the path for the pollen tube to germinate. So, what is the pollen tube? You would be very confused now. Well, we know that the stamens have these pollen grains. Now, when these pollen grains fall on these stigma, the pollen grains germinate. Then the germinated straw-like structure passes through this style, and at last we will find that the straw gets attached to the ovary. Here, this is the ovary. Well, what is the ovary? The ovary is the part of a pistil that contains ovules. These these ovules are small balls-like structure present inside the ovary that contain the female gametes. Now, the fusion of male gametes with the female gametes is known as fertilization. Then, on fertilization, a zygote is formed. Then the developed zygote is known as the embryo, and the developed seed which contains the embryo is known as the ovule. And at last, seeds are present in the fruit. So the fruit is nothing but the developed ovary. And 1 second, let me tell you one more thing. This green color part you see here, yeah, this green color part is uh, known as the receptacle, and you will also find a stick like substance, wait a second, you will find a stick like substance like this. Well, this is a pedicel of a flower through which we hold it, and uh, through which we can hold the flower. So this was all about today's YouTube video, and thank you, and please like, share and subscribe this video, and please subscribe my channel, and please recommend this channel to your friends and relatives. So till the next video, stay home, stay safe and stay tuned for my next video. Okay, bye everyone.